Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about my top 10 things that I like and dislike in Grand Theft Auto 5. I know the gameplay in the background isn't actually Grand Theft Auto 5, so please just ignore that because I thought I'll use it while discussing GTA 5. So in this video I'm going to discuss my top 10 things that I like about GTA compared to the top 10 things I dislike. You know, maybe characters, cars, and a couple of other things. So yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, think I'll start with. I'm going to do it in order of like, dislike, because I think that's just generally the best way to go about it. So I would say the first thing I like about GTA, or the first thing that I think is most beneficial in the game, I mean, I'm going to include online and offline probably. So I would probably say the first thing I like about GTA in particular is the actual main storyline. So as you all know, in the main storyline you have three characters, and they consist of Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. And the storyline follows the three characters. What I like about it as well is you don't actually unlock Trevor until later on throughout the game, which I think is quite cool. Franklin, as you know, comes from the gangster lifestyle. I don't actually know what game he comes from. Yeah, I've actually forgotten the name of the gang. And then, of course, last but not least, you have Michael, who claims to be retired, but then he obviously comes out of retirement. But yeah, there's apart from the three characters, you meet some other characters along the way as well, which I think is cool. And the thing I like about the GTA 5 storyline as well is the fact that, you know, it's not like something you can complete in a day. I mean, yeah, okay, you probably could sit there and complete it within a day, but it will take you a while. So yeah, that will probably be the first thing I like about GTA 5 is the main storyline and the three characters. For my first dislike, I'm gonna go with online, and I would say trying to sell your goods or your merchandise or your drugs or any type of substances, and you get that one person or one or two people that come along and destroy it for no apparent reason. That, in my opinion, is one of the downfalls in GTA Online. Now, obviously, they benefit from it because they do actually get cash and RP if they do destroy your goods. But, I mean, let's be fair, acquiring the goods in the first place takes a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and it's worth a lot of money. And if you lose it, then yeah, it's not very beneficial because you literally get nothing out of it. So yeah, I would say the first thing I dislike about GTA 5 is the fact that when you're trying to sell your goods online and someone just comes along and destroys you or destroys your goods. That is my first like and first dislike. In terms of my second like, I think I'm going to do 10 each. So yeah, in terms of my second like for GTA, they do have regular updates for the game. Now, speculation, I know there's a lot of speculation going around about GTA 6 and where it's going to take place and what they're sort of trying to implement within the game itself, which I think is quite cool. But the one thing I do like about GTA 5 is that their updates are quite regular, quite new, and it just keeps the game running and up to pace to the point where, you know, it's playable. Yeah, okay, you may discover lag or you may come across, you know, connection issues or something else, but the game itself comes with its own updates, which I think is quite good. The latest update, I believe, was actually the Diamond Casino and Resort Spa, and me personally, it's been my favourite update in the game ever since they've released it. You know, so it's just things like that, updates and adding new content to the game, which I think is quite cool, considering the game come out near on what, maybe 4-5 years ago now. I mean, I can't believe it got released that early on. So yeah, that would be my second like for GTA, would be the regular updates you get. Now, for my second dislike, I'm going to go with people who like to show off online. Now, don't get me wrong, money is a need, especially with GTA Online. I think it's fair to say that money is probably everything. Without money, there's very limited things you can do in the game. But I mean, you always get them people that brag about how much money they have in the game, or what cars they drive, or how many cars they own in the garage, what cars they have. I mean, I've known people in the game, that turn around and say, "Oh, I've literally just bought the new car that's come out. It's the most expensive car in the game," or "Oh, I spent." 2.5 mil on this, or whereas me, I don't personally like to brag on the game. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying like, okay, yeah, I bought this because I think it's a good asset for, say, example, completing the heist, or or completing a mission, or it's or something like that, or you saved up for it. That's something different. But you get these people that just brag about how much money they make in the game, how much money they have, how much money they earn, and personally, I don't like that. I mean, yeah, okay, GTA, it's a competitive game, and I understand that, you're in it for yourself, in terms of money and your rank and stuff like that, but people who just generally brag and show off, I mean, what do you gain out of that? Nothing, really. So yeah, that's going to be my second dislike about the game. For my third like in GTA 5, there is quite a lot of things I like in the game. I'm just trying to figure out the best order to put them in. But personally for me, the third like in the game has to be the cars. No specific car comes to mind when I say that, but I mean, if you look at games over the years, the cars that you can get within the GTA franchises, for example, and when I talk about the cars, I mean, like, yeah, there are certain models that I do like within GTA. One of my favourites being, for example, the Vigilante, or everyone nicknames the Batmobile. I did actually own that car, but then I did later come to sell it on after realising you couldn't actually use it for much apart from free roam and in the apartment heist to get you from A to B. But apart from that, the cars in GTA itself have come a long way since compared to a game, for example, like Vice City or San Andreas. I mean, back in like San Andreas, you drove a car and you like hit a tree, for example, your car would probably be next to not working. So GTA have come to grips with the cars being a lot stronger, a lot faster, better models, new models, just general things like that. So yeah, the cars for me, over the course of the franchises, I'm not talking about specific models, like I said, I think have made a very, very big improvement, and that would have to be my third good thing about the game, or my third like, if you will. For my, I don't know if I'm on my third or fourth dislike. I think I'm on my third. So for my third dislike on GTA, or specifically GTA 5, I'm going to go with the snacks and the armor. Now, the snacks and the armor, I think the armor you can get either online and in story mode, but within online specifically, the snacks and armor are very, very limited. And say, for example, when you're in a heist, your enemies especially tend to do more damage than what they would, say, for example, if you were firing off against another online opponent. I'm not too sure why the game does that. I mean, I know if you up the difficulty on a certain heist, it might have something to do with that. Possibly the game itself might actually, be made to do that, just to give the player a challenge, possibly, against the AI. I mean, I'm not too sure. But, I mean, let's just talk about, you're in a heist and you take a couple of shots and your health will be like halfway down. I'm not too sure what the deal with that is, but yeah, I mean, snacks in general, you can carry a certain amount of snacks, and if you use them all in one heist, especially if you restart a heist, your snacks don't actually refill, which can lead to you having to quit the heist, fill up your snacks again, and then restart the heist. So yeah, for me, that would probably be my third. Now, the fourth thing I like about Grand Theft Auto, I know I'm trying to focus specifically on Grand Theft Auto 5 in general, but I'm actually, again, gonna go through the development of all the old games leading up to now, is the actual main storyline characters. Now, I know I did mention this earlier, saying the storyline. Yeah, the storylines is what makes the game good, but I'm talking about specific characters themselves. So, for example, San Andreas, everyone remembers playing as Carl Johnson or CJ. GTA 4, you had the characters like Nico Bellic, Roman Bellic. You had people like, I can't remember her name, the agent who Nico actually becomes in a relationship with, and you later find out she's a cop. Patrick McQuarrie. It's certain characters in games that I think bring the importance in giving you a good, gaming experience, a good quality. So characters are a big thing when it comes to gaming, and not just Grand Theft Auto. It goes the same with any game. I feel like if the player doesn't connect to the character in the game, then you're not going to enjoy playing it, or you're not going to want to play as that character because you feel like you don't connect with them. So yeah, characters will be important, and I think it's the same when it comes down to Grand Theft Auto 5. The characters, I mean, you just have a wide range of characters. There's so many, offline and online. So for example, people like Lester Cress, Michael Franklin Trevor, Agent 14, Mrs. Rackman. It's just people like that. It's characters that bring the game together. Now, I think I'm on my fifth each. I did say I was going to do 10, but I've actually gone talking on for ages, so I think I'm going to do 5 each. So probably last good thing and bad thing about Grand Theft Auto 5. I would say my last good thing about, actually, right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say about one thing, which I think is good and bad about GTA, because yes, it does come with its advantages, but at the same time, it also does actually have its disadvantages. So what I'm on about, and you may have guessed already, but what I'm actually talking about specifically is the Oppressor Mark II. Now, the Oppressor Mark II can be described as many things. It can be described as literally a engine, that just flies through the sky. It can be described as a flying bike. It's described as the most annoying vehicle in the game. It's described as a waste of time because, there's so many things you can use it for, as well as so many things that you can't use it for. So, and to get from A to B, yeah, it's probably one of the fastest vehicles in the game, without a question. But let's face it, guys, have you ever been in a GTA session, driving along the road, mind your own business, you look behind you, or you hear the sudden missile beeps, and you're locked onto, there's nothing you can do about it, and before you know it, you are literally blown to smithereens, all because of someone on a oppressor, be it on their own bonnet because they're bored, because you're selling goods and they got there to blow you up, or something like that. So yeah, the Oppressor Mark II, I'm talking about last. Now, in terms of buying the actual Oppressor, and I had this problem personally, the Oppressor Mark II, when I first bought it, I thought to myself, oh yeah, brilliant, let's go. I had the Oppressor Mark II, I had my missiles, I had the machine gun built in, engine, everything like that, it's going to be up to date. That wasn't the case. Now, the vehicle itself is, I don't even know the price. I think it's something close to 3 mil, maybe 2.5 mil. So that's the vehicle itself. Then, little did I know, you needed, I believe it's actually I think it's either a terabyte, a mobile operations center, or a Avenger to actually do your oppressor Mark II up. And when I say that, what I mean is literally every little detail you see with other oppressors online, you have to basically do all that yourself. Manual handling, all the game gives you when you buy the oppressor is literally the bike. It does come with built-in machine guns, but if you want your missiles, you do need one of these accessible vehicles to be able to put on the missiles. You have to do up the armor. You have to basically do everything yourself by hand. And I, for one, know I had a personal nightmare getting my oppressor up and running to the point where I was satisfied with it. Like I said, it is a good vehicle if you do use it right and you use it for general things. So again, like the apartment heist, or like mini heists that you can do with the vehicle itself. Or say, for example, you're selling goods and you have someone else with you, one of you doing the goods and the other one protecting with the oppressor. That makes a lot of sense. Or when you're in an organization or something like that. So yeah, it does come with its advantages and disadvantages. I just hate these people who think, oh, because I have an oppressor, it gives me the right to fly around the map, kill everyone I come into contact with, and basically make everyone else's GTA experience a nightmare, because there's no need for it. And I mean, in general, I was going to put it down as another dislike when people kill you for no reason. But it's worse when you mind your own business and one of these vehicles come out of nowhere and just decide, yep, I don't like this guy and I'm going to take him out. There has, within the update now, I believe there has been a change to the missile lock-ons and lock-offs with the oppressor. I'm not too familiar with it myself, but I did realise when I was actually playing the game the other day, oppressors no longer lock on to moving vehicles. They no longer lock on to cars. They no longer lock on to anything like that. But then at the same time, they've gone, well, that's not fair for the oppressor users. Well, in terms of that, GTA have actually decided that characters that get destroyed with oppressors, to their disadvantage, they have to manually shoot the oppressor driver. This meaning, yeah, okay, when someone was with an oppressor, you did have a slight chance of defeating them if you were good enough to actually auto-aim and shoot them off the bike before they fly off to oblivion. I myself have done that a couple of times with people on oppressors, where I've saw one come in, I've got out my vehicle to save myself being blown up by their missiles, and I've actually taken aim and shot them off the oppressor. That has actually changed now. If you want to take someone out on the oppressor, you actually have to auto-aim yourself, or manual aim, should I say, and try and take them out. Now, I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to be straight with you guys here, and you probably think the same. Who in the world has time to actually manual aim at someone on a Oppressor Mark II? That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yes, it is doable, and yes, I have done it with seconds to spare, but yeah, I just feel like, I mean, I think it depends on the player who's using the vehicle. That's all I can go off here. You know what I mean? I mean, some online players, they use it for their business only. Some online players use it 24/7. Some online players use it to kill people because they can. So literally, that's like the only basis I have here is the fact that it's not so much the vehicle itself. It's the person behind the driving of the vehicle. It's their choice to do what they wish. So I think I'm going to leave it at that because I have rambled on a lot about this. But yeah, I might do this with, say, for example, other games. Give general opinions on other games. Maybe the characters, go a little bit more in depth, or come to grips to actually play the game myself and discuss these factors. Maybe give a few examples of what I mean. So yeah, I think that might be good, because then I can actually come to show you guys exactly what I'm on about, rather than try and describe it without actually showing you. Now I am actually uh, recording this differently, but when you go back and watch the video, we'll pop things up on the screen the best I can to try and describe exactly what I'm on about, like I normally do. And you may see some funny sort of things in there, funny snippets and clips. So I hope you enjoyed me talking about what I like and dislike within GTA, and I'm trying to figure out ideas for new videos to bring you guys. I think my next video that I'm going to do will probably be I'm going to try and get together a couple of updates on 2K19, bring you guys some information about the game, the cover, and possibly some other bits and pieces as well. I do have to dive and search more research. That was going to actually be this video, but I don't really know much myself, and obviously I want to give you guys good content and enough content, for you to enjoy and stuff like that. But yeah, until the next video, and until I come up with more research on the game, I will probably see you guys next week. Until then, take care, and I hope you enjoyed this video.